up? Welcome to the Y&R series. I am your amazing host, Nadia Nakai. The Y&R series is all about following the exciting journey of young entrepreneurs in South Africa within various industries. That includes film, music, arts, food, you name it, we got it. In this episode, we're going to be talking to Robin. She is a fine artist as well as a street artist. She's invited us into her studio and I'm really excited to see her work. Later on, we're going to be talking to Elisha. He is the owner of Boast On Society here in Cape Town, and it is streetwear. So I'm excited about their workshop later on. So make sure you stay tuned. Promised, we are sitting in Robin's studio right now. She's a fine artist and I have a little bit of a confession to make. I didn't quite understand exactly what fine arts is, so I'm excited to be here. Hi Robin, how are you doing?
Good day.
Thank you so much for having me in your studio. I'm really excited.
No problem. Totally chill.
Honestly, I do have to let you know about something. I didn't understand exactly what fine arts was.
Okay.
So please, don't you want to break it down like fine arts for dummies?
Okay, fine arts for dummies.
Yeah.
Fine art basically deals with, you can say, the traditional way of creating an art piece, which will be stemming back from creating art on a canvas, or basically creating art on wood or anything with a nice surface on. That's fine art. It's creation, so that's fine art. It deals with paint, multimedia, so yeah.
That's really cool. I want to find out, when did you actually feel that you had this talent? Like, how did you know that you could paint so well?
So many people ask me this question. It's so hard to explain because when people come to me with that question, I tell them I could draw before I could talk.
Really?
So I remember growing up as a kid, and I think I was about 3 or 4 years old, and I was literally copying the pictures out of my coloring book onto another piece of paper.
You lie. That's amazing. What do you find as your biggest challenge being a fine artist in South Africa or Cape Town specifically?
The hustle.
Really? But the hustle is what makes you go so far though.
No. There's so many
obstacles.
There's so many obstacles.
Really?
It depends on how you start off as a career artist.
Yeah.
Do you come from an institution? Do you come from the working class? Are you a self-taught artist?
Yeah.
Every sphere has this bag of obstacles.
Are you self-taught though?
I am self-taught.
Really?
I classify myself as self-taught.
Which means no one trained you. You're like an untrained hand. But
I wouldn't say teach myself, because I'm not the teacher.
Yeah.
The world is my teacher.
Oh wow, that's
me going to galleries, even when I was in Stellenbosch University, I was just by looking at how other people create.
Yeah.
It's amazing, and you tend to pick up little things from different areas, and that is actually what teaches you along the way. I've been in institutions where it was really frustrating because they were trying to mold me in a way that I couldn't see myself as.
Yeah.
Because I've been in an art school and in normal school.
Okay.
So I would attend normal school and afterwards I'd go to art school, and I've been doing that since grade 2.
Yeah.
So for someone who is a contemporary artist, it's hard for them to understand that you come into an institution and you already know what you want to paint.
Yeah.
How do you tell your mentors you don't want to be that? I'm set on that idea. So they think you're being arrogant, or Mr. or Mrs. Know-it-all.
Yeah.
So it's really frustrating. So I just decided I'm going to be the artist I want to be.
I know that you've branched into street art as well. You've done a few stuff around Cape Town walls where you bring I don't know, you collaborate with graffiti artists and you make it look 3D, but obviously corporate, non-illegal, no illegal stuff, promise. But like you bring out the 3D effect on that. How do you like that compared to fine arts, and how did you get into street art?
Okay, just to clarify.
Just to clarify.
Okay, so it's an art collective they call Arts Alternative.
Okay.
And it's basically a group of artists that come together, and we obviously, everyone has a role to play within this collective. And the one guy does the admin, and then the rest of us is the artists.
Yeah.
And basically we don't do street art like, you know, graffiti or seeing what Mac 1 or Fate 47 does. It's more dealing with advertisement.
Okay.
So if you think back to before the vinyl days, when they just plucked the vinyls on the wall with the advertisement, they did it all by hand.
Oh,
so this is a concept
go back to basics.
Yeah, go back to basics. So this is a concept that's actually really, like, they woke it up again in New York and some parts of Europe.
Yeah.
And they did everything. They're starting to do the ads by hand.
Okay.
So the advertising part, the marketing part of this is actually seeing the artist being busy on the artwork.
Oh, I see.
So we're doing it here in Cape Town.
Okay.
And our first project was with Hunters Extreme, the turn-up event. And because Hunters Extreme is no longer in the glass bottle, it's in the can.
Oh,
so they have the advertisement and up on the walls, and they sourcing us artists. And then I do the 3D parts. I make it pop.
I see. You the glitz and glam. You're the glam squad.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So because of the way I paint, I've got an eye for detail.
Yeah.
So most times I'm standing at the back or on site, and I'll be like WhatsApping the guys there on the billboard, like, that line doesn't look right.
Oh,
make it right.
I heard that you were able to travel to New York to showcase your work. Tell me something about that process and what that meant to you.
It was basically the Department of Trade and Industry.
Yeah.
They moved away from the textile trade missions,
which
is basically making business between South Africa and foreign countries.
Yeah.
And just, you know, helping the economy. So they thought, okay, maybe we should try the arts field, because they see that art is growing in South Africa at such a rapid pace. So they needed more or less 10 artists, and I got the phone call. The group that I was in, I was one of 2 emerging artists, which makes it a more learning experience for me, because an emerging artist is not someone who doesn't take it seriously. It's just that they're still busy getting into the art world and trying to make it a living. They don't really know how, so they're just making art. And then I was one of 2. The rest were working artists, and today they're actually really well known in South Africa. So just being amongst that body of people, it was alone and a learning experience. So it was really humbling.
What is the inspiration of this painting, and is it something that you've seen, or is it something that's not actually real? It's in your head and you project it onto a canvas, or is this like a photo? How does it work to come up with something this amazing? Because guys, this is actually painted. It's not even like a photo for real.
Well, I paint. Okay, just to explain why I paint buildings, because most of the times it's urban spaces. So I paint spaces that speak to someone, that speak to me. Especially as a I love to travel, so I'm always aware of my surroundings. And a lot of the things that I paint is places that capture emotion, or history, because we're so busy we don't see that, you know, that building actually had a history.
And it has character.
It has character. How many people actually walked there? How many couples kissed there? How many, you know, like, what happened there? You know, so, but you can feel it, but you can't explain it.
I have a question to ask you, because you know how Y&R series is all about celebrating young, innovative entrepreneurs, and entrepreneurs make money. So how much would this go for?
Sure.
Roughly. Okay, how about, don't give me an exact figure, just like in between. So
okay, for
what kind of guap we're working with.
For this will be about between 5 to 7 grand.
Really? That's amazing. I would definitely pay that though. So you're probably coining it though. Like, on the real. In this, okay.
But you can't, like I said, like, Also the pricing of artworks.
Yeah.
It's also a very tricky market.
Yeah.
Like some people say it's a low price, or some people say it's a high price. But for every exposure that an artwork has, you can hike the price up, because the more people see it, the more value there is. Which is also kind of a bit of a debate.
Anyway, thank you. That was me and Robin and I. Anyway, whatever, we're creative, so it doesn't matter. I'm in her studio and she totally gave me a breakdown, and Ashley, enjoy you. You're amazing. Thank you so much for being on the Y&R series.
You're awesome.
And I'm going to ask her to doodle something for me later, and I'm going to take her home and then sell it in Joburg. Hustler. Welcome to the Y&R series. Right now I'm in Cape Town at the Boast on Society store, and I'm so excited to sit next to this guy. I am with Elisha, not Elijah. The industry that he's in is fashion. He's got a fashion store, streetwear store actually. It's more streetwear.
Yeah, the industry has a lot of young people. Most of them they're actually in the space right now. We're trying to create a platform for young people to create or to sort of build brands, create some wealth for themselves, you know. So the reason why I'm saying we're trying is because we're all learning at the same time. So maybe after a couple of years we'll be where we want to be, and that's establishing a really good space where young people can shop, they can create, and they can also interact and do quite a lot of things.
Okay, that's amazing. But now I want to get to know you. How did you start it? Was there someone that did the exact same thing for you that you're doing for the kids right now?
Nah, I was actually in TV. I was a TV producer for about 6 years.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, in entertainment TV. So I was doing youth shows, teen shows, and then that's where the passion for street culture came about. But other than that, I've always been a hip-hop head, so it kind of ties in, you know. So that's how I started. And then street culture became one of those industries where I could express myself, take my branding experience and my sort of TV media production experience to create a space that I think I want to chill in, and everybody else should feel the same. So that's what I'm trying to create. It's still a work in progress. In about 3 months, it will fully come to life.
3 months, isn't it? It's going to be a year since you opened, because I heard you opened the store last year, April. And I feel like you've done so much. The store is amazing. It is quite spacious. It's big, and there's like creative hubs in each space. What was the inspiration like? You've got like this board where people can draw on. What is the inspiration behind the creative direction that you went with the store?
The inspiration is, again, creating without the boundaries of you know the common things, like you can't do that, you can't do that. But we're trying to have a space where we can do what we want, you know. It's tough though, let me just say that, because you have to pay the bills at the end of the day, and many people don't get that. It's like, the bill here is huge, and every day I'm actually sweating to pay the bills, but at the end of the day, you know, the joy of coming to work in the morning and meeting new people. So this is a space where you create new friends.
It's a hub as well.
Yeah, you create new friends, you meet new people. There are a lot of guys from overseas who have come by, and we've actually exchanged details. That was the main purpose from day one, and it will continue being the same, you know, purpose going forward. So that's why we created this space. I'm not settled yet, because I think it's not even there yet. People think it's there, but we still have a long way to actually go.
Well, definitely, it is still young. I mean, you've only been open less than a year in April. So what is your 5-year plan? What is your 3-year plan for this space?
The 3 months plan is actually
the 3 months.
The 3-month plan. Yeah, 3-month plan is to create a grooming space for men. I think we want to create something like that, where it's going to be like a complimentary space. If you buy a product or buy for a specific amount, you get your hair cut for free. And more or less, when you want to look fresh, you have to cut your hair, and then you have to do something else. I struggle to go to the barbershop because I don't have time, so I want to get free haircuts too. So that's the idea. And then other than that, we've worked other partnerships with a coffee company. So they're coming in to establish a cafe in front.
Oh, okay.
A small little espresso bar, so you take away your cup. But that's what makes the space, you know, come alive. But other than that, we also have added a vintage corner. This is the the vintage corner we're sitting in.
Really?
The clothes.
Okay, cool. So that's like vintage inspired clothing.
Vintage inspired clothing and vintage clothing. I think we've got a lot of other young entrepreneurs who are not really designers, but they know where to get vintage. So we're actually sourcing from people who've got vintage connections. So if you do know somebody, please come through. And then let's...
I got you. That's amazing. Okay, so I know anybody that's watching this, because I'm thinking in my head, like, you've accomplished so much and you had a TV background. So I want to know, how did you do it? How were you able to find a place like this and accumulate the capital in order to pay for the rent and get the stuff to actually start it up? How did you do that?
Now, the TV salary was okay, which kind of helps, because I was saving a bit of cash from there, because I didn't even use like a lot of it. And the landlords are also cool people. They believe in the vision and they believe in what everybody in here is trying to do.
Okay.
So they are looking forward to seeing the full space. They're looking forward to seeing young people getting more chances to do this.
Yeah.
So they've been very patient in the past year alone. I pay my rent, but they're still patient because there are a lot of other things that they would want me to do that we're not doing yet.
Yeah.
So I think the main thing is they know for a fact that we're going to create something really good. I wake up happy every day, other than the nitty-gritties of running a small business. But I am excited about trying to look fresh every day and trying to work with fresh people every day. Which is cool.
All right, so what do you think is the biggest challenge that you've faced, though, being
the biggest challenge is resources, funding, suppliers, factories. You don't find those. You don't find factories. You don't find good suppliers of fabric anywhere. And besides, when you get that factory, every other brand is trying to make products there, which means there's a backlog of stuff.
Okay, cool. So I know that you have a lot of local designers that are housed in your store. Do you have any designers from all brands from elsewhere? Out of South Africa?
Yeah, we've got brands from overseas, but I'm cutting down on those so that I've got 90% local.
Okay.
I am moving away to trying to do a bit of independent brands, independent footwear brands.
And why is that? What's your reasoning for that?
I think everybody, I'm sure they should be tired of seeing the same shoes on everybody.
What I'm wearing right now, he said it's the best kept secret, and it's not my underwear, guys. It's the dress that I'm wearing. It is his label, but he doesn't tell people that for some reason. Please explain this to me. Okay, firstly, tell me about the dress that I'm wearing.
We just made Vest unannounced. It's supposed to be unannounced because there's no Twitter, there's no Facebook, there are no size curves on it. You're just supposed to wear it to find your fit. If it fits you, then you get it. It's not supposed to be competition for all the brands that we have. It's supposed to be just a compliment to what we're doing. We realized that many people were trying so hard to make the coolest things out there. We tried so hard to make the most basic things out there.
That's amazing. Thank you so much for being with us. And this is the Y&R series.
To have a talent is having your greatest enemy and also having your strongest hero. Because to have a talent, you are separated from the normal society. You have your destiny written out for you before you even know it. And then there are a lot of bad times that come with that. But when you have hope in your talent and you keep on going and you keep on going, keep singing, you keep drawing, you keep doing your talent, doors will open for you. Like someone told me, never put your brush down, because that is who you are.